Okay, how you can run a marathon in 4 hours or under 4 hours. This is how I would structure my week if I was you and that's your target. And this is how I would do it if I was trying to dip under 4 hours and run a sub 4 hour marathon. Now the distance we're aiming to run is 42.2K or 26.2 miles. And so we need to condition the body to be able to run for 4 hours. We're not going to run 4 hours before the day, but we need to get to a point with the training that we are prepared, and we're prepared as possible to run that distance so that we can enjoy the day. And that's the key to this. We've got to keep it fun. We've got to keep it enjoyable, because the more fun it is, the more enjoyable, the more we're going to do it, and therefore the better we're going to get at it. And then we're in a positive flywheel. The better we get at it, the more we're going to do it, the more fun it is. As simple as that. So we've got to coach our body over the weeks in order to get ready to run the distance, to run that time on our feet. And the way that I would do this is this way. Now, I would structure the week very simply. Whether you can run 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a week, you have to take the week, a structure being weekend long run, Sunday long run, and midweek Wednesday interval session. And we're going to gradually approach a 12 to 13 week training plan where you're focused on your goal being 42.2K, 26.2 miles, and therefore 5:40 per kilometer. And we focus in on being able to run that time consistently, kilometer by kilometer, for the distance of 42.2K. And so Sunday long run, Wednesday interval session. And depending on where you are right now, if you're brand new to running, and it's going to be for you, it's all about getting that endurance, and it's all about working towards being able to run for that length of time, which is a long time to be on your feet, 4 hours. Then you've got to gradually move up to that. And what that looks like is, for the long run, is you're going to start with what distance can you run at the moment. So if right now you can only run 6 kilometers, that's what your start point is. And you need to be able to run that comfortably. And what I mean by comfortably, or in zone 2 you might read online, is you need to be within yourself, meaning it's comfortable. You could continue if you wanted to. You could have a conversation with somebody. So if you're running for 6K, it's just all about kind of practicing your style, being as smooth and light as you possibly can, bringing your arms up just above chest height, and your toe, ankle, knee, and hip is all aligned. So you're as efficient and effective at moving over the ground as possible. That's what you're going to practice, whether you're running 3, 4, or 5 times a week. You're going to practice that in your long run, you're going to practice it in your recovery runs, you're going to practice it in your easy runs, and you're also going to practice it when you're running a bit faster as well in your interval sessions. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to gradually add distance. Now, when we think of where our starting point is right now, versus where we want to be in September, October, November, we want to be running 42.2K. We want to be able to run a marathon. So that might be, we have to do the maths, and we have to kind of work back from that goal. So how many weeks is it going to take us if we gradually move forward a bit to get to a point where we hit the magic number of about 33K, or about 3 hours on our feet? We can run comfortably for 3 hours, and that might be a mixture of run, walking. If you can run it all, fantastic. If you've got the time in order to gradually increase the distance, and if that's starting at 6K, it might be, okay, it's taking me 36 minutes to run 6K, and that I can have a conversation with somebody, but after 6K, that's it, I'm wiped out and I'm ready to go. Then the next week might be just 40 minutes long run. And so maybe we run a little bit further. It might be 6.4K or 6.5K, but gradually increasing that long run. So we're starting to improve our endurance, improve our stamina. And so it's gradually moving over the weeks, and then being able to look at the target, work back from it, and think, how many weeks do I actually need to increase my long run every 3 weeks, and then every 4th week, bring it back. So if you start on 6K, and the next week is 6.5K, next week is 7K, next week is 7.5K, on that 4th week, you bring it back to 6K. So it means that you're freshening up your whole body. And we'll do exactly the same with the interval session, with the faster session, which I'll come to in a second. And what that's going to do is build you into a stronger athlete with more endurance, more stamina. The recovery runs and the easy runs are literally going to be you practicing running super slow, as slow as you possibly can. So you're moving forward, exactly the same style. You're bringing your hands up just above chest height. Your arms are not rotating, so your torso is not twisting, which is unnecessary use of energy. And we're focusing on how can we be the most efficient runner. Is my toe, ankle, knee, hip all aligned? Am I moving forward as efficiently as possible? That's what you want to be thinking all the time when you're running. And is this enjoyable for me? Do I need to slow down to make this a bit more enjoyable? It's all about, if we can make it as fun as possible, as enjoyable as possible, as I said, we're going to do it more. And if we do it more, we're going to get better at it. And if we get better at it, we're going to enjoy it more. And that positive flywheel is unstoppable. And you don't just want to be a runner to complete this marathon and check the box and that's it, and then you don't need to be fit ever again. You want to be somebody who runs on a regular basis because you really enjoy it. Like, I genuinely love running. It makes me feel happy, it puts me in a great mental state. It gives me clarity, it makes me productive, it makes me energetic, it makes me a better person to be around, whether it's for my colleague, whether it's for my partner, whether it's for my family. There's lots of mental benefits as well as the physical benefits of you losing fat, for instance, having a better body composition, being more active and energetic with your children. Whatever your goal is, stick to that and move forward and keep running as part of your daily or weekly schedule. Then with the interval session, what we're essentially doing is we're teaching the body to move faster over the ground than what we're capable of for the marathon. So we're not going to go out there and sprint. We're going to go out there and accelerate over the ground for periods of 30 seconds or 45 seconds or 60 seconds and get the body used to moving over the ground faster. So again, what you'll feel like in those sessions, and the first session might be something like 20 times 15 seconds or 15 times 30 seconds, something super small, manageable reps, short 30 seconds reps, but within those, we're moving forward faster than what we do in our long run and what we do in our recovery runs and easy runs. And what that's going to do is naturally we will have to be more efficient at moving over the ground. We'll have to be faster at moving over the ground. So you'll find that what you've been teaching yourself in the other runs, the toe, ankle, knee, hip all aligned, the arms driving, that all happens much more naturally, subconsciously almost, because you have to move faster over the ground. And what we're also going to learn from that is if I'm doing 10 or 15 times 30 seconds, I've got to learn to pace myself. And in between those reps, I'm going to have 60 seconds rest. So I'm going to teach my heart rate to go from high, because my heart's pounding out of my chest, to low, so I can manage the next rep. And that's pacing yourself. Super, super important. And then the progressions from there are going to be to maybe keep the session length exactly the same. 15 to 20 minutes is a good amount of time for you to be running fast. Always keep 60 seconds as a constant rest in between so that you can monitor your progress fitness-wise over the weeks. And you might improve to 20 times 30 seconds, or you might improve to 10 times a minute, or 10 times a minute and a half. And those natural progressions from there are you pushing yourself so you're faster than that 5:40 pace that you need to hit in order to run the marathon in less than 4 hours. But you're within yourself, you're controlling the session. You feel confident that you can get to that 10th or 15th or 20 rep and you're still on target. Super important. And what that's going to lead to is a more efficient runner that is naturally faster when you're comfortable at running at your target marathon pace. So it's all about that 5:40 pace, 5 minutes 40 per kilometer, which you're going to hold for 4 hours. But we're going to teach our body along the way to build speed and build an efficient body at moving fast over the ground. And that's nicely going to tie into all our running, but especially our long run. I think what we'll find, if you're new to running, if you're new to structure, if you're new to speed, if you're new to improving your endurance, what you're going to find is that actually that initial goal, you're capable of way more. And that's when you begin to shock yourself and it begins to get exciting. And that's when running becomes a permanent fixture in your life. Good luck. And if you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below. And if you've got anything from this, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.